leaving gains on the table and wasting time. Welcome to another video. I'm going to talk about how I have been training in the gym now for 11 years without getting injured, preventing me from going to the gym even once during 11 years. So what have I done correctly during this 11 years going to the gym continuously without any breaks? Because I've been going to the gym 11 years really consistently without a lot of breaks. If I have a break, I have 3, 4, 5 times break, deload kind of to rest my body, and then come back again. Because deload is also important to let your body fully recover. You can do it several ways. You can either take a whole week of rest, but what I do is just I reduce my volume. I reduce my volume by 40, 50, 60%. I go really light. Either I go heavy sets, much less volume, or I do much lighter weight and the same volume, you know, just really to recover, not pushing myself too hard. You know, after some time of training hard, your joints can be in vulnerable position because, as you know, in a previous video, you can see it right here, that skeletal muscle is attached to a bone by a tendon. That is why it's called the skeletal muscle. And the tendon can be really triggered when you train too hard for too long, and it can cause a tendonitis, inflammation of the tendon, for example. And as some of you know, tendon doesn't have a good blood supply like muscle, so it takes longer time to recover for the tendon. So that's another reason. And it's always a great idea to take a deload week or deload days. You can take it 4, 5, 6, 7 days depending on you, situation, life, right? Happens. One of the most important reasons I'm not getting injured during my 11 years of training is that I properly warm up. That's number one. Number two is that I don't do anything without or outside my comfort zone. I think I never maxed out, ever. Maxed out meaning 1 rep max, because it's really not necessary. I'm not here to lift the most amount of weight, right? I'm here to get fit and look great, have an athletic body. When it comes to lower rep ranges, I really rarely do less reps than 5. My heaviest set can be 5, 6 reps, to be honest. So that's number 3. I really never max out. Number 4, I warm up really properly. I increase my body temperature so my joint gets lubricated and I'm more comfortable to lifting weights. Number 5, I do routinely every upper body session a rotator cuff warm up. So you know, rotator cuff muscles are located here on the scapula, which is supporting and stabilizing the shoulder joint. So if you do this, there's less likelihood for you to get the shoulder pain or injury, okay? Number 6, I'm really using good amount of time to really master every movement and execution, because there's no need to just move the weights. We are not here to move the weight from A to B. We are not powerlifters here. We are moving the weight with a purpose. You are here to move the weight with an intention, right? To give the muscle enough stimuli. When it comes to rep ranges, I do mostly between 6 to 15 reps. Sometimes I do 20, but rarely. 6 to 15 mostly. And for example, abs and calves, for example, I can go higher rep ranges, but it depends, for example, right? Warm-up sets, of course, I do higher rep ranges, but working sets mostly between 6 to 15. That's rotator cuff. Number 7, I don't skip stretching out. I have a higher range of motion. I can execute the movement in a full pathway, okay? And by doing a full pathway, there's more chance for getting time under tension, meaning that your muscle is working for longer period of time. Your sets will last longer. Instead of 35 seconds, your sets can last 50 seconds, right? So the time under tension is longer, which will drive muscle growth. Again, of course, if you eat enough protein and rest, of course. Multiple factors will play into role also. When I'm doing a set, for example, I don't lock out. Hard lockouts like this in the pushing movement, hard lockouts can really irritate the joint, and it's not really recommended. If you want to lock out, you really don't need to lock out at all. But if you're really doing it, you can do it really in a controlled fashion, like this. Don't do like this. This is not ideal. Same with the squat, for example, the knees when you go up. So be careful of lockouts. Another thing, ego lifting. okay, I have done ego lifting before, but it was not like mind-blowingly bad technique. It was just slight jerk when it comes to lateral raises or something like that. It's not the worst situation when you want to get injured, when you're cheating a little bit in lateral raises, right? Me, I have been training really comfortably, really technique-based training. I really want to improve my technique. Even till this date, I can improve, because we will never be the best, right? If we think that we are the best, we will never learn. So I try to improve the aspect which I'm not good at, and I'm trying to master the movements and execution so the muscle is stimulated much more. Another thing which is important for recovery is cardio. Cardio is really beneficial, not only for your heart and making your heart stronger and healthier. It also plays a role in the recovery. For example, I will explain to you guys. Let's compare and contrast. We have a person A who's doing cardio regularly, person B not. Both of them are doing squats. Between sets, who do you think will recover faster? Of course this person, because he's doing cardio really regularly, and squat is like a heavy exercise. You will get cardiovascular effects, you will get tired, but this person who's doing cardio, he's able to recover much quicker and faster to the next set. So that's another reason you can consider doing cardio. Also, of course, it burns more calories than weightlifting. Weightlifting rarely burns a lot of calories. You know, weightlifting isn't necessarily for burning calories and reducing fat. Weightlifting is for building muscle. Cardio is for reducing fat and calories. But of course, both of them are beneficial in the long run. So I really recommend to get good in both areas, okay? So that was my experience and information on how to not get injured and injury preventative training. When you're going to gym and want to improve yourself, start by learning how to master the technique and master the execution. This is really important to really execute the movement properly, because it will derive muscle growth. And if you're not doing it properly, the exercises or the technique, really you are wasting potential and you're leaving gains on the table, okay? We have this many group of people. I can group into several chunks. One group, they're coming to the gym, they're ego lifting, they're leaving gains on the table, meaning that they're leaving potential gains. That's number one. Another group, they don't know what to do. They are doing something weird in the gym. They're also leaving gains in the table. Group number three, they're coming to gym and they don't know what they're doing at all. And their technique is disaster. So they're also leaving gains on the table. So you have these many groups, right? Of course, it depends on which gym you're going to, but generally speaking, there's many people, I would say 80 to 85% minimum, who are leaving gains on the table and wasting time and potential for potentially muscle hypertrophy, okay? Meaning that they're potentially like reducing the chance of getting in better shape or increase their muscle size. So that was my opinion and my take on it, and I hope you can consider these reasons, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Please give it a like, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.